This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Wednesday, May the 14th. Yesterday, U.S. inflation data came out 2.3%, slightly under last month, 2.4%, but it does look like we're trending at least in the right direction. Brings in the question, are we going to see interest rate cuts anytime soon? Most economists don't think so, and in my limited knowledge of the financials, I don't expect so either. Yeah, it's down, but we have a lot of factors looking at this market that could turn that real quickly. Mainly the tariff talks that we have and the tariffs in place. Yeah, the U.S. scaled them back with China. We're negotiating there, but the bottom line is the tariffs are still there. We're on a pause, and they could easily come back. And we have several other tariffs that have not been taken away. So, I do not expect the Fed. I think if we cut rates, it would be later in the year, not so much right now. That's a little bit concerning to the market. We've been hoping for lower interest rates. President Trump obviously wants them lower, but I would have to say I think the Fed has probably taken the right steps. Keep the rates where they are until we know that we need to lower them. Conflicting in China, the second thing we're watching there, deflation. Third month of deflation in China. That's even worse, and that's what the Fed is trying to avoid in the United States, is a state of deflation where all of a sudden commodity prices, the values of all goods bought are dropping, and consumers are still not buying because they simply can't afford it or don't want it, and are scaling back on their purchasing. That is what we're trying to avoid in the U.S. Deflationary markets are tough, and they're hard to come out of, and they're just not good. And that's what we're trying to avoid here in the United States. That is impacting demand in China. Beef, pork, just about everything. Even the flour millers in China are noticing a drop in demand. So we'll have to keep an eye on both of those economic factors as we move forward. It's Wednesday. We're going to get the ethanol production and demand data out today. Production expected to be a little bit higher as more plants come back online from being down for spring maintenance. I don't expect to see a huge jump in ethanol production. I really don't. Margins is just starting to come back. We got margins this morning reported at 10 cents a gallon. That's up from 5 cents what we had last week. But that's going up and down and up and down between 5 and 10 cents. I don't know as if that's enough to really push production, but I would expect, plants will continue to run where we have a lot of cheap corn, and that's getting harder and harder to find right now. Those are the three things I'm watching today.